Hey there, everybody. I'm James Milan. Welcome to the DPCD update. That's our Department of Planning and Community Development. And we are speaking, as always, to the director of that department, Claire Ricker. Claire joins us. I do make note of this each year, folks, but it really is quite something that we can do the DPCD update even through town meeting, which takes a great toll on all of the town officials involved, including Claire. So thanks again for making this time for us at this time of year, especially.
Of course, of course.
And we have, as always, a pretty full agenda to get through. So I will just let folks know that we are going to hear about the mini grants that are kind of collected under the title Cool and Connected. We're going to hear about the Tiny Shed Music Series going on in Arlington, or that will be going on in Arlington Center. The Pedestals and Poetry event that commemorates the American Revolution. We'll get a quick recap of the EcoSummit because that's all we have time for, I think. And then also an overview of several redevelopment projects that the Redevelopment Board recently approved. So that's a lot. But in addition to that, we've got committee openings to talk about as well. Wow. Okay, there's a bunch. Where should we start, Claire?
I'd like to start today with the Mystic River Path connection to the Minuteman Bikeway. Last week, we had the opportunity to accept and thank Congresswoman Catherine Clark for $1 million earmark that she secured that will go toward the design of the Mystic River Path connection to the Minuteman Bikeway. And as folks may recall, the project builds on a detailed feasibility study that was shaped by community input and was completed in 2022. Since it's been a few years since the feasibility study was completed, I'd like to offer, a little background information. This project aims to expand the region's trail network and create safer, more connected transportation options for walking and biking between the Mystic River and the Minuteman Bikeway. It's meant to serve a wide range of users and mobility needs through shared use paths, pedestrian connections, and bike facilities. Safety and accessibility are central goals, with redesigned intersections and improved ADA access throughout the corridor. The design will also seek to balance transportation improvements with protection of the Mystic River and the lower Mystic Lakes, natural character, and open space. Planned enhancements include wayfinding, seating, gathering spaces, and scenic overlooks to create a more welcoming public experience. Opportunities for ecological restoration and nature-based design will help support environmental resilience. With these earmark funds, the town will develop a shovel-ready design plan with input from the to-be-formed Mystic to Minuteman Bikeway Design Review Committee. There are 2 openings on that committee for community members to serve. If you are interested in serving on this new committee and to learn more about the project, the time commitment, and how to apply, visit the committee openings page on the town's website. The deadline to apply for the Design Review Committee is June 14th. Of course, there will be opportunities for community input after the new committee is up and running and the project has kicked off. And I would again like to thank Representative Clark for securing this funding so we can proceed with the design of this project. The town is also grateful to MassDOT, the Mass Department of Transportation, for contributing $250,000 in funding to serve as the required local match to the federal earmark. This means that to date, no general fund dollars have been spent on this project.
That's fabulous news in and of itself. And, as I have mentioned before to you, Claire, and to others, I have spent much time in that area on my bike over the years, and this sounds like just a wonderful thing to come. I know it's a project. It's going to be a work in progress for a while, and hopefully people will step up to be on the committee, et cetera. But I'm really looking forward to watching this move forward and to enjoying it on the other side.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, moving on to our next topic. Let's talk about, again, another way in which town is looking after its residents in a variety of ways, or providing comfort and shelter in a sense for folks. Tell us about the mini grants meant to combat extreme heat.
Yes, absolutely. So, Cool and Connected Arlington is offering mini grants to help local business, nonprofit, and organizations to create cooling centers and heat relief resources. This pilot project is the result of 2 years of community planning, determining which climate hazards most affect the Arlington community members, especially older adults, low-income families, immigrants, and other marginalized residents. $15,000 in funds are available to support cooling space upgrades, free programming, supplies, and staff training. Applications are due for the mini grants on May 31st, so coming up. And of course, you can learn more about the Cool and Connected project through the town's website in the planning section.
All right. Again, another excellent move on the town's part to deal with the inevitabilities of climate change and its effects on us. So thank you for that. Let's move on to music in Arlington Center. Never enough of that. So tell us about the Tiny Shed series.
Sure. Yeah. Earlier this month, ArtsArlington kicked off their Tiny Shed music series. Every Sunday from 12:30 to 2, between May and October, a different local band will perform at the Arlington Visitor Center in Uncle Sam Plaza. And by the Visitor Center, we're calling that the Tiny Shed. You'll also find pop-up arts and craft workshops, art exhibits, self-guided tour information, and more at this program. You can learn more about it on the ArtsArlington website, as well as if there are any cancellations that are due to weather.
All right, thank you. How about Pedestals and Poetry related to, of course, the celebrations around the American Revolution?
Yeah, that's right. As we continue to commemorate the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution, ArtsArlington again and Robbins Library are hosting Pedestals and Poetry. Folks are invited to stop by the Whittemore Robbins House Park on Wednesday, June 10th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. to enjoy a collection of live poetry readings and hear from sculptor Chris Frost. Poets will present their work that inspired by the artist, by Chris Frost, Unseen, Unforgotten, A Remembrance of Monotony's Everyday Defenders, 1775. There is a rain location, which is the Robbins Library Community Room. And again, more information is available on the ArtsArlington website.
We spoke when last we spoke. We were anticipating all the events involved in celebration of EcoFest and Eco Month here in Arlington, and we have seen since, I should say, enjoyed those very much. And there was a lot going on, including an EcoSummit. So can we get a recap of that, please?
Sure. I have a very short recap of the EcoSummit, which was held last weekend on May 9th as part of this month's ongoing EcoFest activities. Over 15 organizations participated and more than 100 people attended the summit and heard presentations by local environmental organizations, town boards and committees, students, and our office, DPCD. And many thanks to everyone who stopped by that event.
Thank you for that information. And last thing on our agenda, at least official one for today, has to do with the various development projects you want to tell us that the ARB recently, and that's Arlington's Redevelopment Board, recently approved.
Sure, absolutely. The Arlington Redevelopment Board has been extremely busy over the past several months conducting hearings. And since January, they have issued approvals for several new developments around town. Most of these projects are a result of the town's new multifamily housing overlay district, which is people often refer to as the MBTA Communities District. And I wanted to provide an overview of these projects to the community. These projects in total add 101 new housing units, including 50 affordable units to our housing stock. It also adds approximately 10,000 square feet of new commercial space. These projects are just a really great example of how changes to zoning have really worked to spur development here in town. We have a project at 9 to 11 Robbins Road, which is new construction. It's 2 3-story buildings, each with 2 townhouse units. At 1513 to 1519 Mass Ave, it's also new construction. It's a mixed-use development near the Lexington border, a 4-story building with 15 residential units, including 2 affordable housing units, 930 square feet of new ground floor commercial space. And while this project is not in the multifamily housing overlay district, it was made possible by a zoning amendment passed by 2025 town meeting, which changed zoning in B1 areas to B2A. Next, we have a project at 259 Broadway, which again is a new mixed-use development just outside of Arlington Center. It's a 5-story building with 14 residential units, including 2 affordable housing units, and about 1,800 square feet of new ground floor commercial space. 840 Mass Ave and 17 Newman Way, which is a project also known as Emma's Court, is again a new 100% affordable mixed-use building across from Arlington High School. This project is a Housing Corporation of Arlington project, and it will offer 40 units of affordable housing in 2 new buildings that are restricted to tenants making 60% of the area median income. Building 1 along Mass Ave will be 6 stories with 28 residential units and about 3,300 square feet of new ground floor commercial space. Building 2 on Newman Way will be 3 stories and have 12 residential units. And finally, we have 126 to 128 Broadway, again, a mixed-use development, which is across the street from Arlington Eats. It's a 5-story building with 28 residential units, including 6 affordable, and about 3,500 square feet of new ground floor commercial space in that project as well. And like I said, the Redevelopment Board has been very busy in Arlington with the new zoning and evaluating the new development proposals. I would like to offer that there will be an opening on the board this summer for a 3-year term that begins in July 2026. We're looking for residents with experience in land use planning, municipal zoning, or urban design or architecture, and those folks are encouraged to apply. The ARB is a volunteer board. 4 members are appointed by the town manager with approval by the select board, and 1 member is a gubernatorial appointee. The ARB is the town's planning board, urban renewal authority, and special permit granting authority for environmental design review. They typically meet 2 Monday evenings per month, and usually more often in the spring in preparation for town meeting. So interested parties should send a resume and letter of interest to us by May 31st. Additional details are on the committee openings page and on the town's website.
Well, I know, Claire, that you know very well what the schedule and what the ambit of the ARB is because you are there each and every session yourself. And I do just want to say a word about our redevelopment board. You've mentioned that they've been very busy, and then I'm glad that you listed all of the specific developments that you were referring to there, because while people might not be able to just kind of keep track of things as you were moving through there pretty quickly, the numbers are significant in terms of adding to the housing stock and to the affordable housing stock, which again is a message that we hear consistently from Arlington residents is important to them. The ARB is a instrumental vehicle in terms of making that kind of thing happen, and these are the kinds of results that you can hear about at first and then see as they come online all over town. So just kudos to those folks on the board. I hope that you do get some folks stepping up for that available position, because it is very, very important work, even while it remains largely obscure to many folks in our community.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Okay. Yeah, I did want to invite you to correct me on anything that I was saying there that was inaccurate. So I hope well, we'll just assume that that was all generally the case. So thank you. Anything else you would like to add, or shall we let you get back to preparing for town meeting?
No, I think that's it for this month. Thank you.
All right, absolutely. We wish you rest eventually, and an excellent conclusion to town business in this year's town meeting. So we appreciate, again, every week or every month, I should say, we appreciate Claire taking the time to join us with all of the information that she shares. And particularly, again, at this time of year when this is a crushingly tough schedule for those involved with town meetings. So with appreciation to all, I'm James Milan. This is the DPCD update, and we will see you next time.